Hello, everyone, and welcome to my group Happiness is a Choice. So, in this group, I usually do different topics that care about mental health and how to improve your mindset and your point of view in general. So, today we're gonna talk about self-love, which is a very important topic. Maybe not everyone is thinking about how to improve self-love or what is the importance of self-love. So today we're gonna talk more in details and give a little bit of advices and tips how to practice self-love and why is it important to have self-love in your life, or in another way, how to fall in love with yourself. So we have also different topics we usually discuss in this group as the art of acceptance and how do you define happiness and the law of attraction and many more topics. Hopefully we're gonna post the podcast, or we're gonna announce the following workshop in the following days. So we're gonna start by defining why is it important to have, or what is the importance of self-love. So it's something that's usually misunderstood, that people don't care about whether they love themselves or not, because they always may be seeking the love from other people. But if you don't have this type of self-love to yourself, or you love yourself, how would you accept other people to love you? So it's very important to enhance this side of ourselves, not only as a satisfaction or something that we will feel satisfied or fulfillment after we love ourselves, but it's also going to enhance our self-confidence. So it's something that we start to build up in ourselves, to accept ourselves with our flaws and our defects and so on, not just accepting it and not trying to change it, but accepting it and at the same time loving yourself as you are and trying to do better and improve your life better. And how can I get uh, um, or be the best version of myself, and so on. So it's very important to have self-love. An important part to be in your character, because if you want others to love you, you need to start loving yourself first. Okay, so here's a couple questions I usually ask just to stimulate your mind and start thinking about it. And a question really helpful to know ourselves better. Sometimes we're just going in our life, but we're not just sitting for a while and start questioning, why did I act that way? Why did I get angry when someone did that? Why did I became happy when someone did that for me? So it's a very good thing to start questioning your action and how did you respond in different situations to better understand yourself. So self-awareness is very, very important. Once you know what you like, what you hate, what you prefer, you will have a more easygoing life, and you will come to a peaceful, or come to a place of peace in your life. So I would like you to ask yourself this question and try to be honest with yourself, and then we're gonna analyze each type of these answers. So think about the last time someone told you, you look beautiful today, or give you any type of compliment, even if it's the smallest compliment or biggest compliment. What would you usually do? Do you usually feel that, okay, this is awkward, I'm awkward with compliment, I don't feel beautiful, I think they must be getting something else, or just, no, you're kidding, or no, you're lying, I don't believe that this compliment you just give me? Or would you rather say that, thank you, but are you sure? I'm not sure you're right in what you are telling me. Or another answer that you would usually say, I believe it, and say thank you, and you have been trying to look after yourself or to get better. So you usually give. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so it's very important to know what type of answer or response you usually give to people who give you compliment. If you feel that it's awkward and maybe it's not true about myself, maybe you really don't have that much of enough of self-love, or you don't believe that you are worth of telling of being told this type of positive comment. So even if you are the most beautiful person on earth or so on, even if it's the compliment is not true, but accepting this type of compliment, it's gonna indicate that you have self-love. If you start to doubt or feeling shy or feeling maybe this is not true, maybe you're just lying or just giving me this is not a true compliment, it's you need to start doubt, is it really because of me? It is, how do I look at myself? Do I worth of getting this positive compliment? Once you have this type of self-love, you will be starting to accept every type of compliment and thank them and acknowledge it, saying that, okay, thank you, I appreciate this compliment. Yes, I have been working hard. Yes, I know I get told that, for example, I'm good at that thing, I'm good in doing this stuff. So once you start to accept this type of compliment, this is an indication of self-love and self-acceptance, that you know what you have and you are proud of what you have. So you will start to have more acceptance toward it. So it's something thoughtful mind. Just think about it and notice how you usually respond to this kind of compliment. Okay, another question I usually like to ask is, what do you do when you are talking to a friend or family who say they are against something you strongly believe in? Do you usually get angry at the person and you say, I'm convinced that I'm right, and that you don't listen to any other part of their perspective? Or do you usually hear the person out and by the end of it, you feel that you're unclear about your own view and drained by the experience? Or we have a conversation even when frustrated. I'm aware of being respectful and open to receiving feedbacks. And this question is very important to ask yourself to get to know, do you have a boundaries that you really respect? So if you are something you really believe in and someone just try to destroy or just to make whatever you believe in is not true, do you usually accept their point of view or their opinion? Or you feel like, no, you have to accept my opinion, I will get angry, you need to get on the same page that I am? Or do you just usually just accept that, okay, so you have your point of view, I have my point of view, just respect my own, then I'm gonna respect your point of view and we will agree to disagree. And this is totally fine because we're not the same. We have been created to be different. Everyone has different mindset, and that should not make a problem between us, because otherwise, if we all have the same ideas and same thoughts and same mindset, then where is the excitement of having a conversation or starting a new friendship if you have the same whatever I have? So this is actually the beauty in life, that everyone has different opinion, and this should not cause any type of problems. Otherwise, that we just respect our own thoughts and idea, and I respect your own thoughts and ideas, and I don't need to convince you or control you to get in the same page as I am. So this is something we'll show you after you ask this question. Do I respect my beliefs and my the things I feel or my ideas and thoughts? Or whenever someone tell me you are wrong, I will believe them, then I'm wrong. Whenever someone tell me you are right, I will believe them, I'm right. So you need to have a basic foundation of what you really are, what is your beliefs, what is your values that you appreciate, that it's not easy for anyone to come and just change it. So you need to know yourself better and love yourself better to respect these type of boundaries or rules or values that you have in your own. And this is totally fine. We should not, otherwise, if anyone will come to you and tell you, okay, you are right, no, you are wrong, and then you just start to believe them, you will just start going right and left without knowing who you are really and what really matters to you. So it's very important to put this type of foundation basis on to knowing yourself better. Okay, so self-care is not selfish and self-love is not narcissism. Sometimes people messed up between being selfish and having self-care or self-love. So for example, if you are at one time you did something very good and then you said, oh really, I think I did it very well, I think I'm good at that thing. So maybe some people will say, oh, you are narcissist, or you are uh, 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 you're loving yourself too much, you look like selfish, you want something, you want to achieve a goal and looking for it. But then people will say, okay, maybe you are selfish, or you want to do something for yourself, but you didn't, you put yourself first. They will say, okay, you don't think about other people, then you are selfish. And this is a really misunderstanding, and there's a big difference between them, and we need to be aware of them, because some people will keep telling that stuff, being selfish and narcissism, that made other people not loving themselves because they are afraid that they will get this kind of comments. So here is the difference between self-love and narcissism. Narcissism can be defined as a person who's extremely self-involved and can go to extreme lengths to achieve their personal goals despite hurting someone else. So being a narcissist is that I'm gonna do my best to achieve whatever I want and I like, even if it causes harm and I could hurt someone else and step over them. By being a self-love is actually you are already satisfied, you're not competing with other one, you're not hurting anyone or causing any harm, because you have a high self-esteem since you love yourself and confident without this need that I need to be recognized by accomplishment with other people. I'm not competing for anyone, I'm living my life, I'm doing whatever that I love and I like to do. At the same time, I'm making sure that I'm not taking this chance from someone else or just trying to step on other person or just to hurt him. So this is a very important point to differentiate between these two things, and it's totally fine to have this type of self-care and self-love, because if you didn't do it for yourself, no one will do it for you. If you didn't put yourself as a number one, no one will put you number one. At the same time, there is a fine line. I keep emphasizing in it that as long as you don't hurt anyone or you didn't take this chance or opportunity from someone else and cause harm for the other person, then it's totally fine to have this self-love. And since you're not affecting anyone else, you're just doing it for yourself. So, and this is something good to think about why do people told us you are selfish. Sometimes people get jealous from people who love themselves. Sometimes people, if you have it and I don't have it, then I will start to feel jealous. Then what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna throw some hurtful or harmful comments to decrease whatever you have or try to affect whatever a good thing that you have. So they will tell you it's selfish, it's not good to give compliment to yourself, it's not good to acknowledge your achievement or being proud of yourself. It's not good, this is selfish, not good to think only about yourself. But then when you really think about it, why would they say stuff like that while you know this is not true, while you know I'm not hurting anyone else by loving myself? And this is give you an idea, maybe they really deep down they wish that they have whatever you have, but maybe because they cannot do it and they cannot accomplish this type of self-love for themselves, so they will try to destroy or harm anyone they see that they have what they really want. So just keep this in mind and just ignore this type of comments as long as you know what you are doing and you know that you are not hurting anyone else. So where is the selfishness in it? Okay. So another question I like to ask also, what do you think is what causes lack of self-love? Why do people have the lack of self-love? And we'll go in details in it. So some of it maybe some people don't believe that they worth to be happy or they worth to be treated well. So they don't believe that I worth to be loved or to people to come and be friend with me. So it's all something start from within inside. If you don't believe that you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be treated well, you deserve to get very good stuff happening in your life, you will not get it until you start believe that you are worth it, that you are enough. And some of the reasons that hide behind this one is it could be something related to childhood trauma. So maybe some of them, they have experience like parental childhood, let's say, of asking them if they get a good result in the test, it's not enough. You need to get better. If you get this job, you need to get a higher job with a better salary. If you get or even from their teacher, for example, if you did a good score, let's say you get 95 out of 100, they will ask him, no, you need to do better. So they felt that they are not enough or they're not worthy enough. Whatever they do, they always have the need of consistency, doing better, and it's putting them on lots of pressure and lots of things that you are never enough, you are not complete, let's say, or you are not, you need to do, you work harder and so on, without enjoying whatever you have achieved or without feeling that you are worth it to be thanked or to congratulate or celebrate what you have achieved. So it's something really related anew. If you don't believe that you are worth to be appreciated and you are worth to be loved, this is gonna cause you lack of self-love. Okay, also some of the negative self-talk. Sometimes we throw these ideas, if we didn't do something good, you will say, oh, I'm stupid, oh, I didn't do it right. All this type of negative self-talk is embedded in our subconscious mind, and then we start to believe it. So if I keep saying that I'm stupid, I'm not good, I'm lazy, and so on, you, even if it's not true, you will start to believe it and be it, since you keep repeating it. So it's very important to notice what type of talks you give to yourself. Past experience, it's also a very important. Once you have lack of self-love or lack of love from your family, your friend, or so on, you will start believe, maybe I really don't deserve to be loved because in my experience, I didn't find people that give me this type of love. Then you will go on and grow up in your life believing, maybe I don't deserve to be loved, maybe because no one give me this type of love, so how I'm gonna start having this type of self-love. So it's very important to be aware that do not judge your life on your past experience or in general any experience. Take it and learn from it, but don't always stick with it as it's like a guided book, because experience, it's a good thing to have an experience, but learn the lesson out of it. That does not mean if I went through this experience, then I'm going to generalize most of my experience in the future is going to be the same. Okay? So comparison with others. Sometimes we used to be compared with other cousins or other relative or other classmates, and we keep in this competition, feeling that I need to do better, I'm not good enough, that other people are doing better than me. It's good to compare, not to compare, just to look for other people who's doing better, just to try to give you an idea on where you want to go. But everyone has his own journey and his own path. That does not mean that if this one for example, have this amount of money, that means he's the most successful and the most happiest person on earth. You need to know that maybe they have stuff you don't have, and maybe you have stuff they don't have. So we're all unique in our self, and we all add different values to other people's around us. So you need to decrease this type of pressure or stress over yourself, feeling and always in a constant comparison between other people. Perfectionism, some people always looking for, or they act as a perfectionist. They wanted to get 100% of everything. They want to get the full mark, or they will not be satisfied. They want to be the best in every sector they get into, or they will not be satisfied. And this is again something that maybe comes from childhood, having this constant need to prove myself or not enough, feeling that I need to do better for other people to like me, for other people to thank me or to appreciate me. I need to get the full mark, doing it the best until to other people be satisfied about this. So this is it's not a good thing, because no one is perfect and we all have flaws, and this is the beauty in us, that it's totally fine to do mistakes, and it's totally fine to have this type of flaws and negative stuff. But then the most important thing is to work toward and improve it and doing better every now and then, and not just accepting it and just settle down. So lack of self-care, also one of the things is that may be important for not self-love. So when you see someone is not take care of themselves, whether they're not eating healthy or not dressing well or not take care of their body hygiene or so on, it's a sign that they don't love themselves. Because if you love yourself, you will take care of it. It's a physical side and a mental side and a psychological side. In all sides, when you love it yourself, it's like you have a baby and you like it and you love it. So you will try to take care of it in all aspects. Same as you are. Inside of us, everyone has his own child or his baby inside of it. You need to take care of it from interior and exterior side. Okay, so we're gonna come to a steps how to practice self-love. Okay, it's a day-to-day steps, and I'd like to discuss one of them. The most important one for me, I feel like, is setting a healthy boundary. So setting boundaries is very, very important. As I mentioned before, once you know what is my value, what is my belief, and you draw these boundaries and let people accept it, you give yourself a self-worth. That means I appreciate myself, then I'm going to accept my values, accept that I have boundaries, and I know that I have this type of limits. I don't want anyone to cross it. Once you put it out there and tell people around you that I have this type of limits, I don't appreciate anyone if who want to cross it, this is going to increase your self-confidence and self-esteem, which will lead to self-love and self-appreciation. So it's very important to know your value first, then try to make it clear that I don't like anyone to cross it. So you need to learn to say no, which is sometimes when people, they feel it's very difficult, especially for people pleasers, who they feel that I need to satisfy or make other people happy before over me. So it's very important to say no if you don't feel to like to do it, or if it's not aligned with your values and beliefs. Refusing others to take advantage of oneself. So this is also very important, to be aware of the people who trying to take advantage of you and trying to manipulate you. This is very good to say no. Say, I'm aware of what you are doing. I'm not a fool, and I want you to respect that. If you respect me, you need to know these boundaries that I have. Following a well-defined set of values, morals, and boundaries, and this is a very important thing, as I mentioned, is that you need to know your boundaries. Some people don't know what is their values or their beliefs. That's why everyone come and goes to their life. They will start to play with them, and then they will feel upset because they don't know, but it's actually because they're themselves, they don't know what is their boundary. So you need to go on a trip of saying self-awareness, knowing what is really matter for me, what is really important in my life, and I will not accept anyone to cross it. So it's something that you need to sit down with yourself and know what is my value and my boundaries. So you need to also Know yourself and your own red lines, as I mentioned. Find a boundary role model you can learn from. So try to search for someone around you that they have this type of boundaries and they try to make a limit, or people respect their boundaries, and try to see how he deals with people or what makes people respect his boundaries. It's also okay to prioritize your needs and take care of yourself first. It's totally fine. As I mentioned, it's not selfish. Take care of yourself first. It's very important, because who is the last person who's gonna stay with you till the last day in your life? It's you. No one will care and love the most out of you unless it's yourself. You are the only person who is with you your whole life. So you need to take care of it first. Also, to be able to give love or take care of other people around you. So it's all start from within. You are the first person. Once you have this type of self-love and self-care, then you satisfy this type of needs you have, then you're gonna be able to radiate this love and care for other people around you, the one that you care for or your love. Also, a very important point is to avoid being a people pleaser. And this is something very important. Sometimes we seek our value from other people. So if I did good, then I'm gonna feel valuable if someone else tell me you did good. So I will feel that I'm smart if, for example, my mother tell me you are smart. Otherwise, I won't believe it. So it's very important to not be this kind of people pleaser or get your value out of other sources or outside sources. Try to get your values or your worth from your inner knowledge or your self-awareness. You know that I'm capable of doing this. You know I'm good. I'm smart enough. I'm intelligent and so on. So you will not be in a constant need of other people to validate you. You will not be having a constant need for other people. Otherwise, I will feel worthless. So it's very important to keep in mind this point. Okay. So do you think is it hard to set boundaries, and why? I think for some people it's very hard because they will feel that they're gonna lose friends, they're gonna lose family, they're gonna lose some people they care about because they're setting boundaries. And maybe that's if you're gonna lose them, they will tell you why you are so strict, why you're not flexible, so on. But if they don't respect your boundaries, that means that they don't really like you or love you. Because if you like someone, you will respect his boundaries, especially if it makes sense. Because this is who they are. This is how they want to deal with other people by setting this boundary. And it's not means it's gonna be very strict or so on. But if you like me or you genuinely care about me, you respect my boundaries. So some people are afraid to set these boundaries because they're afraid to lose these other people. But if you lose them, then you will know who's your true friend and who's not. So always remind yourself that I'm allowed to set boundaries and protect my time and energy without feeling guilty. Okay? Also, one of the things that I would like to recommend to practice, which is positive self-talk. As I mentioned, everything you tell to yourself, your subconscious mind is going to believe it and act upon it. So be mindful of the way you talk to yourself. Instead of criticizing yourself, practice positive self-talk and affirmation. Write also your qualities that make you stand out. So one of the exercises I'd like to advise is that put a paper and try to write every positive quality you have, or what makes you special, or what makes you stand out from other people. Even if it's the smallest thing, even if you are a good cook, or you clean your room very good, or even if it's like the smallest thing, just try to write and acknowledge it, and try to hang it in a place that you can see it. Also, another thing to add to this list is the positive comment you get from other people. So try to notice any positive comment other tell you, or saying, oh, you did this one in a very good job, or you are good in this one. Pay attention to this type of positive comment and try to write it down and put it in a place that you can see it everywhere. So you will start to know what type of qualities you have, and then you will start to build this foundation of self-love. Okay. Another thing is reciting positive affirmation daily. As I said, self-affirmation by repeating positive things that you are good enough, you are beautiful, you are worth it, you are smart, and so on. Just keep saying this type of words. Do not wait for other people also to tell you. Start doing it by yourself, and then later on, it's gonna turn into reality. Okay, even if it's not all of them true, but try to keep repeating or reminding yourself of what type of things you have. Avoid negative self-talk, as we mentioned, because it's all come to reality. Whatever you say, your mind listen to. Self-worth. And this is very important, as I mentioned before, is that you know that you are worth it. So one of the main way is that you grow confident in life when you start seeing other people are finding value in us. So think about the time in your life you have done a person really good turn, and you have been really generous, let's say, or you did a very good advice, and you have given some advice to what type of feeling you will have once you try to benefit people or did something good to other person, and then they thank you and appreciate it. You will feel happy, because sometimes, as I said, we try to get our worth or our values from other people. It's a good thing, but at the same time, we should not depend on it 100%, because it's gonna keep us running around seeking other people to give us this type of comments. So you need to fulfill whatever you have self-worth and know your worth, not looking to get it from others. So don't expect to get treated like number one while you are playing the role of number two. And this is a good thing to think about. If you think that you don't worth it, that you don't deserve to be treated in a good manner, in a good way, or to get this prize or to get this job, then don't expect to other people to give you these chances or to treat you like this. So it's all about your mindset. You need to start thinking how I deserve to be treated and act upon it. Then you will automatically feel other people starting to treat you in the same way. It's so a good thing, as I mentioned, to know your value. And this is a very nice story. I heard it before. There was an oil rig captain faced an emergency when the engine room was malfunctioned. So they asked someone to fix it. And the engineer told him that he would ask for 100,000 euro for this job. Then the engineer came to the oil rig place, and he just simply came and fixed the issue in just a few minutes. He turned the switch off, and then all the light went down, and then he turned it off, and the switch came back, and then it started working. So the captain was amazed, questioned why the high fees for such a short task. You only open and close the switch. So what you are telling me is it worth it? For 1 hour of your time, I'm gonna pay you 100,000 euro. But he said, no, not at all. For 1 hour of my time, that's only 100 euro. But for the rest of the money is for all the years that it took me to learn or to know where to look. So this is something you think about, that you know your value. You need to know your value and your worth. Once you know it, you will start to appreciate it. And don't wait for others to appreciate it. Once you know you have it, I know my experience, I know what qualities I have, I know what good things I can offer to everyone. So once you know it, you will start to appreciate it. Once you appreciate it, you will know how to use it, and in a good way. And then other people will start to appreciate it in you. So it's something also to think about. One of the things I always try to advise is practicing gratitude. Gratitude is very important. The more you feel grateful for the things you have, the more you will be aware of the blessing you have. The blessing of the feeling that I can see, I can smell, I can walk, I can do stuff, I'm kind, I'm generous, and so on. So try to practice a daily gratitude, and try to have a notebook, writing every day, 5 things that you are grateful about. It's more and more gonna give you self-satisfaction, and eventually you will start to love yourself more about it. Also, one important point is to find out your vulnerable areas and embrace it. Sometimes we're afraid to be vulnerable, but this is a normal part of us. We have weakness point, and this is normal. So it can be an old emotional wound or a relationship called broken career or poor achievement. When you know what is your weak areas, you try to accept it and make peace with it for self-improvement. So you try to accept it, but at the same time, you want to be better and improve in yourself. But accept it, do not ignore it. The more you ignore it, the more it's going to cause you harm. So if your improvement strategy are successful, you start to feel more confident and worthy. This is important in loving yourself, this type of emotional healing that helps you to forgive yourself. So it's very important to forgive ourselves on our mistakes, otherwise no one will do it for us. So stop beating yourself about things you did. We are not perfect. Just try to learn out of this experience, this mistake, and be a better person. And one of the important points is that to check on yourself how I'm feeling right now. It's very important once you have a mixed feeling or you're feeling not in the mood. Try to ask yourself, what type of feelings do I have? Why do I have this type of sadness? Why do I have this type of extreme happiness? Start to get to know yourself better and be aware of your emotions. And also, I recommend to get help whenever it's required. Exercise forgiveness and practice self-compassion. It's very important to practice this type of thing. As I said, forgive yourself first before you expecting others to forgive you. You need to be gentle and kind to yourself first for other people to be kind to you. So it's all starting from you. Also, I recommend to surround yourself with positive people who will light up your world and lift you up and support you. So try to select the people you be surrounded with. Me time. I always also recommend to take care of your body. Try to specify a time or a day in the week that you try to do something for your body, like eating good nutrition, exercising, get enough sleep, take care or going to do pedicure, manicure, having anything that improve your mental health, and try to take breaks whenever you feel it's needed. Make a self-care or self-love routine. You pamper yourself and do things that brings you happiness. Spend time with people that also give you good feeling, and try to go on a nature, take a walk in the park, do something that makes you happy every day, even if it's a small thing like a bubble bath, reading a book, or even like drinking a good cup of coffee. Just be aware of this type of good things that you do to yourself, which will enhance your self-love. Also, always remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. So fill your cup first to be able to give this love to others. Okay? Give yourself permission to dream big, brave and ridiculous. Be your biggest fan, supporter, and believer. Don't wait for other people to thank you. Don't wait for other people to support you and encourage you. Be the one for yourself. And then if other people come along and support you, encourage you, this is a plus. But do not wait for others to do it for yourself. Start from within. So look after yourself and be your own friend. Enjoy your own company. A question also I'd like to ask that if you put your heart in front of you, what would it tell you? So try to ask this question for you and try to listen to what your heart's gonna tell you. And try to see what does it need? What do you need me to do? What do you need me, ask me to do to make you feel better? Or so on. This is a very deep question. I advise you to sit down and ask it to yourself quietly and think about the different answers that your heart can give you. So listen to your inner voice. Pay attention to your needs, desire, wants, and aspiration. Your inner voice is a mirror of your soul. It defines your purpose in life. So always try to see, what is my purpose? What do I need now? What do I want? What is things that's missing? Ask yourself this kind of question, like checking on yourself. It's very important to know it or have this type of connection between you and your soul. So you will not be just going down and then you don't know why I'm feeling sad or if I'm feeling miserable. Have this type of connection between you and yourself and ask this type of question is very important in a daily basis. So here's my reference, and we come to the end of this workshop or podcast. I'm very happy if you reach to this point. Hopefully you get benefit from it. I'm also doing a free one-to-one life coaching session if you feel that there is a goal you want to achieve or there is any obstacles you don't know how to handle and manage. I'll be more than glad to help you through it within like few steps or techniques and exercises. So if you want to get this free life coaching session, try to contact me through email or through the link below by setting the date and time, and I will be more than happy to help you. So thank you so much for continuing this journey with me. Hopefully there's something that you can apply in your life and that can make a positive change, but you need to start to believe within yourself and be committed of doing these steps. It's all about practice. No one will come change within 1 minute or one day. It's a step by step. It's a practice. It's an exercise you do till you achieve this type of self-love. So thank you so much again, and hopefully you have a happy life and enjoy your day.